Hey everyone, this week on Pizza Roundtable, Jim and I are talking about Uni's new Coda Max 2. Will it be a game changer for the pizza pop-up industry? We're also talking about a unique pizza spot that lets you build your own pizzas, TikTok influencer Keith Lee's Pizza Hut partnership, and Pizza on Pizza 420 mashup that you just can't miss.
Welcome, everyone, to Pizza Roundtable, part of the Pizza Club Network. Every week, we cover some of the biggest news stories in the pizza world. I'm your host, Will Dumas, and I'm joined by my guest host, Jim Mumford. Jim is both a cookbook author and a writing contributor for the media publication Inside Hook. Jim, what's up, buddy? How are you, man?
Good, Will. How are you this evening?
I am doing great. No complaints, except for some of these allergies. I look a little bug-eyed, but other than that, I'm doing all right.
You look good. I'm definitely digging the shirt. You're gonna carry the show tonight.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. All right, listen, let's get right into things.
Right into it.
I think one of the first articles that this week we want to talk about is from Tom's Guide, and it's a new offering from Uni. And I'm not gonna lie, like, this looks pretty cool. So I'm interested to get your thoughts on this one, Jim. In general, article, like I said, from Tom's Guide here by Millie Fender. Uni just announced the new Coda 2 Max, and it can cook 2 pizzas at once. So this thing looks beautiful, and I'll quote here from the article: the Coda 2 marks the latest addition to the brand's extensive gas oven lineup, and it features a 24-inch capacity that can cook 20-inch New York-style pizzas, 2 12-inch pizzas, or even 3 10-inch pizzas at a time. Jim, what do we think, man? Is this the pop-up pizzola's dream, or what, man?
This is a game changer, right? I mean, if there was ever a knockout Uni, right, it was one at a time, right? You have to wait for it to recharge. If you're doing a party, it could get a little tricky. 2, 3 at a time, or a big boy. This is a game changer, bud, and I love it. And from Uni, you know it's going to be quality. You know it's going to keep hot, right? Keep the heat. So you say it, right? If I'm a pop-up pizziola, 2, 3 of these ripping, and it's like you're in a brick and mortar, right? It's a big deal.
I would agree. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I know, I'd say I'm definitely with you from a capacity perspective, right? We hear a lot from mobile owners or pop-up people in general. I think it's also kind of timing for them, right? Of keeping that stone hot, right? So it's pie in, like, what's the wait? What's the recovery time to bring that back to life? So it's the only thing I also think about is when I'm cooking too, is that, I don't know, do you have to worry about 2 different kind of hot spots in there? But I mean, I think that's manageable. I think the capacity to kind of do 2 at once is just mind blowing over any of the like minimal downsides that I'm initially kind of thinking about that could happen. But
Yeah,
I'm with you. Like, I think this is pop-up pizza dreams.
well,
2 of these, right? Versus like 3, and you were still probably, if you were doing something big, you'd still probably be kind of like in the weeds running with 3 if you're at a big event still too, right? So maybe this makes a really big difference.
yeah, I think so. Now I'm thinking, I think outside of pizza, right? You want to do some veggies on the side with your pie or something. You don't need the grill. I mean, this is one that I think might really break it. From the residential and light, right? Light pop up to someone where, hey, this is something we can install and start cranking, or start doing more than just pizza. So, listen,
Yeah.
you want to send one to both of us? We'll try it. We'll give you our honest reviews, and happy to cook as many pizzas on there as once. But yeah, I think this is great. You and I both picked this article first, I think, this week for good reason.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm excited to hear, definitely, as things open up here from some of our like Uni ambassador friends that I know are going to have this. Absolutely, right? We heard a lot from them as soon as they got the Volt, and what happened with that. So I'm excited to kind of see these start hitting Instagram and see people make some pies in it. Just for reference, I think the price point kind of quoted here is Uni Coda 2 Max, $9.99. At Uni, launching in May 2024. So sign up, go to the website, sign up, and be the first to know kind of when it's available for purchase. But I think it's important you noted there too about doing other things also besides pizza in it. That sounds like a real game changer. My only concern, I know I'm saying only, and I've raised a couple already, which I think are really minimal, but like, that's a big opening to hold that heat. Is the only thing I was thinking about, right? If there's going to be quickly kind of like the door, like I forget, is that the fryer that has the door that you kind of put, you can put on and off? That was my only thought about that, is like that's a big space for a lot of heat to evaporate. But you tell me, you're gonna know better than me, buddy, on that one potentially. Is heat gonna come out as fast as I think from a larger opening?
I think it will, but I think it's, the opening's probably not that much appreciably bigger. I think it's
Okay.
just the depth of it. And if you look right, you had that second level of metal, which I think is going to really help a lot. Listen, you have to try it, because your concern is probably their concern, and it's my concern too, is hot spots and heat retention, right? It does us no good if there's 200 degrees of difference between the front and outside. But they wouldn't launch you if they had nailed it, right? I mean, they
Fair point.
They wouldn't. So I'm eager to try. I'm eager to get reviews. I would guess that a big boy, a 20-inch would probably be pretty hard, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to do some rotation.
I'm thinking so too on that one.
But that's hard anywhere, right? That's hard in your home oven. That's hard
in
wood fired. So, listen, I love it, and it's the first step, and I'm excited to see how they build on it. We're all big Uni fans here. So I'm excited, and they wouldn't have put out that much real estate if they didn't think they could. They have firepower. It would definitely burn through gas, though. Boy, that thing, you have to have some tanks on tanks on tanks, right, for that kind of space.
I'm with you. I will say that was the one good thing that I did for my Coda is I do have a natural gas hookup, right? So I did put on the converter. I could put on the converter kit, and then boom, never worrying about anything else. Everything else in my yard I got to worry about, right? Like that gas grill. I don't know why I don't have a natural gas grill. Don't even go there yet, but I have an old gas grill, so I got it. The heat lamps, the fire table type stuff, all the outdoors things. I gotta get all converted over natural gas, but at least I got my Uni converted over.
Priorities, right?
Priorities, exactly. Gotta eat. Cool. So definitely, I'm with you. This one looks cool. I'm really excited to see this happen. I haven't failed yet for Mooney, so I'm really excited for this. Let's keep it going. So next one up is an article out of PMQ. Jim, are you at all familiar with the gentleman? He's an influencer, Keith Lee. He is like super popular on TikTok. Article here out of PMQ is the Keith Lee effect is real. Just ask one of the country's top pizza chains. So in general, he's going to be partnering, I guess, with kind of like a mashup here with Pizza Hut. Lee in general is like an MMA fighter, but he's like taken off on TikTok with his like real style pizza reviews where they're not just pizza, like food reviews in general, right? Yeah, like he's all about it. He gives honest opinions of it. And so I think people are really into him. I think he's got roughly, I want to say it was quoted like 16 million followers or something significant. 16 million followers on TikTok. Yes. I mean, that's crazy. So generally quotes himself here. I'm blessed to team up with Pizza Hut for the Fam Lee Community Pizza. I'm excited to support causes that hit close to home. Lee said the partnership is all about sharing love through food, bringing communities together, and doing what we truly feel is supposed to be done within our space. Pizza Hut has been there during big moments in my life with my family, and I'm grateful to be part of the journey together. And I can only be thankful in advance that Pizza Hut will encourage others to do the same. So I don't know. I'm interested in this one in general. Like Keith's been named in 2023 as like one of the top influencers. He's Forbes 30 under 30 for what he's doing there. I would say like I'm always interested in just the idea of when an influencer comes into the partnership space, right? I think that, and I get it, right? They're incentivized to like. Absolutely, right? But I wonder if, do you think you lose any of your clout? So in general, I'll throw it to you first, man.
Yeah.
Influencer like Keith, do we think going this route of kind of doing a brand or partnership type thing, does it bring him down at all? Does it change your opinion on him in any sort of way? Should others file this? Do you need to be selective? I don't know. There's so many different directions to go on this one.
Yeah, there are. I mean, you whatever lens you want to view it, right? You could say, well, he's selling out, right? That he went from his honest food reviews to the Yum Brands and Pizza Hut, laid out the dough and no pun intended, and
literally
went for it. Or he could say, listen, I love Pizza Hut. It's something that with the brand I really like. I approach them. It happened organically. So I don't think it loses anything, right? Because listen, influencers are still in there to influence, right? And you need a product in the middle to do that. So I game respect game, and I respect what he's doing. What I thought was more interesting is how Pizza Hut is kind of upping their social media arms race, right? You have all these publicity stunts from Domino's, and Pizza Hut's going a completely different route and saying we're not going with the emergency pizzas. We're going for the TikTok crowd. We're going to try influence that younger generation. It's Book It 2.0, and it's kind of brilliant.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on that. And so, and just for general, like, all right, he's kind of going to be a brand ambassador, just to give clarity to that. Pizza Hut's going to be making some donations as well to Southfield AT&T in Southfield, Michigan, Oak Hills High School and Oak Hills, California. Both are getting $50,000. They've got a campaign that's going on right now to sponsor it, which is a 12 any promotion, which is any pizza with up to 10 toppings for $12. So it's quite a pie. Yeah, listen, I think I've watched some of his stuff. Like, I think he's pretty cool. I think he's, heartfelt for what he's putting out there. So I'm optimistic on this one, and I'm happy to see someone. I don't think there'll be any kind of clouding of any reviews going forward. So I personally think this one, this type of promotion could be cool. And I think he probably actually likes Pizza Hut. Probably grew up on it, probably was involved in it. So like that I can get behind. And it's like disclosed, right? Definitely not trying to hide something.
Disclosed.
Definitely out there. So like that I can totally appreciate it. So this one, I'm okay with this one.
Agreed. The cringiest ones are the ones where clearly hashtag sponsored, and yet there's no disclosure, and it's just cringy.
Yes.
But he's steering into it, and there's some altruism there. So agreed. I don't think this hurts his brand unless you're seeking out that you want to do that. And who didn't grow up with Pizza Hut? We all did. And I think this is a win-win for them, right? To kind of, hey, we're going to bring in the new generation. This is how we're going to attack.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's see where it goes, and not to no dig to Pizza Hut. I think they could use some improvement though in maybe the marketing department relative, or at least the media side of attracting attention versus what we're seeing from Domino's and some of the others out there. So
right, I mean. Just as an aside, right? How silly you could drive by a building and go, "That used to be a pizza," right?
Absolutely.
Think how that marketing is still present, and yet over the past 15 years, they kind of lost it, and they're definitely trying to get it back because they were the kings by far. So, it's interesting.
Very fair point for that one. Let's keep it going. What do we got up next, man? Let's talk about a unique pizza. This one out of M Live. Is that Michigan Live?
It is Michigan based.
Michigan Live. Look at that. And I guess the gentleman there is Bob's Bites. Is he a review? I mean, I'm assuming he's a reviewer for Michigan Live, essentially, right? And so he says, "Craft your wildest wings and pizza dreams at this oddly named restaurant." The restaurant itself is called Goose Tooth Co., located in downtown. Is it Saginaw? Cool, and a tap room and tavern that boasts 24 beers on tap. I think what caught both of our attentions about this one in general was the actual menu offering, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm gonna try to grab a copy of it. The idea of being able to like build your own, I think, can go so many different ways. I'm not gonna lie, right? In general, of what that's gonna look like. But this one seems cool. So in general, the pizzas, let me scroll out to the pies themselves. There's a bunch of appetizers. There's some pre-built pies.
There's oysters. They do literally everything.
This is where I came to. And so the idea here, create your own pizza. You can pick different bases, different cheeses. Obviously, you've got your premium meat toppings or just meat toppings in general. The cup pepperoni, oysters. Ooh, I didn't even notice that. I heard you say that. Oysters. Ooh, okay. A bunch of kind of artisan veggie toppings as well. These ones caught my attention down here. I like this drizzle and spice type section for it. So ranch, hot honey, balsamic, lemon vinaigrette, buffalo, everything, bagel spice, chili flakes, Thousand Island, maple syrup, capers, sriracha, cinnamon, sugar. Dude, This is like the next level, I feel like, of pizza creation beyond something like, mod pizza or something like that, where you can kind of like do a bit of a create your own. Something about this just to me seems really appealing and cool. I don't know, man. What caught your attention with this one? Because I know we all just think like I could build my own pizza anywhere, but something about this really just like caught the attention, right?
Yeah, it caught both of our attention. I think very few pizzerias steer into the create your own pizza because listen, it's work, right? It's work for the kitchen to keep all
Yeah.
that prepped and keep it all fresh, and that there's work and there's cost, but there's something really cool about just steering into it and say, look, you want to put oysters and mushrooms on your pizza, we're gonna do that for you. You want to put cinnamon, sugar, and pepperoni on it? Sounds weird. We got you, right? And just it's kind of letting us be creative but using their mastery. So I love it, right? And Saginaw is kind of an interesting town. It's very industrial, about an hour and a half from Detroit. So it's kind of a low key destination for a town like that, which again is very industrial. So I think this is fun. And when I'm driving through, I cannot wait to just go off the wall. Right, you're not getting a pepperoni pie there. You are going to try and create the next absolute monstrosity and see how it plays.
I'm with you on that. I think that's one of the funnier things about it. The idea, though, I wonder if it goes two ways. I'm sorry, let me just grab the it's off the cord. If it goes two ways, Jim, thinking about it this way, and like, do you think I can see the argument going the other direction of being like, hey, if I'm allowing you to create all these toppings and all these pizzas, are you losing the sense of what my pizza was, right? As like the operator or what they're putting forward. So kind of just thinking about it that way, I could see the purists being a little bit like that, not even that like that shouldn't go on there. It's like, where's the real spirit of what I put together? You know what I mean? So I wonder if you come from that angle, then maybe it's like, but if you're open to just like, hey, I provide great kind of quality ingredients, I give some guidance, like this is infallible where I'm providing such like good bases, good toppings. You can't mess it up unless you make a horrible flavor combination, but in general, like it's still going to be good pizza. I don't know. Right. I can see it going both ways, thinking about it that way too.
And again, they're approaching it the right way, right? I think I saw right. They've got a couple offerings, right? But their menu's huge.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. They've got some guidance. They've got some guidance, especially that they put out there if you want to just go in as opposed to completely making it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if Saginaw Style is going to be making a cookbooks anytime soon, but I think it's fun, and I think it caught both our eyes as, hey, I'd love to just make something crazy that I might not have the stones to make at home, right? Because I don't want to prep cheesesteak and oysters and whatever. So it's fun, and I hope people are treating it as such, and from everything I see, they are.
Yeah, I think you raised a good point though about ingredients too. So we definitely had a couple operators on that talked about, right, like portioning my ingredients, food costs associated with that, right? Like a long ingredient list of fresh ingredients, right? I get like the spices, the sauces, I think can last some a little bit longer shelf life or to worry about, but the fresh ingredients that are going to be cut like that, you got to have them ready, right? And you got to understand the potential quantities that people are going to use them, right? How long they're going to last for. So I can appreciate that too. Of like that's tough, right? To be able to do. That's a big offering that they have.
It's a big offering. A lot of their stuff, especially their meats, right? Those aren't things that you can easily freeze. So they're So I'm with you. It's fun, and when you come to visit me this summer, we'll take a road trip.
I'm in, dude. I'm in. Well, listen, speaking of road trips, let's talk about the tomatoes road trip from Italy to America, or should I say America to Italy? Because the Post this week, the New York Post, sorry, I forget where we're talking from. In general, the Post, it could be anywhere, right? But the New York Post, food historian claims tomato sauce on pizza is an American invention, outraging Italians blasphemous. So, Jim, in general, food historian Alberto Grandi had the nation's pie makers up in arms after controversially claiming that the U.S., and not the boot, is responsible for pizza rosa, the red tomato sauce that tops pizza. The culinary expert dropped these blasphemous gastronomic theories in his and fellow academic Danielle Sofrotati's book, La Cucina Italia no esiste, so essentially Italian cuisine does not exist, which strives to dispel myths surrounding the cuisine, the Telegraph recently reported. I don't think this is the first time that we've heard this, but I mean, is the world going to be in uproar of this, or could there be potentially something to this in any sort of way?
So I've done my fair amount of food and pizza research, right? And I think everyone's a little bit right and they're a little bit wrong. The pizzas back in the 1800s were not the Manhattan slice, right? That you got in college, right? They weren't. They were slices of tomato, slices of fresh cheese, and bread. They were different. But to say that tomato sauce was an American invention, I think that's a stretch. I think the American pizza that we see now is American invention. Okay, I agree with that. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure that words are being minced, and no offense to the Post, but they probably grabbed onto a fraction of the story and wrote a headline. It's interesting. I don't know that anyone's going to be in the streets rioting. Maybe, right? I don't know what they're doing in Naples tonight, but it's silly, right? And we've talked a lot about the cross pollination back and forth, and how now American styles are going back. They're putting French fries and hot dogs and pizza in Italy, which is wild. So I don't know. I think everyone's a little right and everyone's just a little bit wrong.
I can get down for that. And I can get down for the appreciation there. So I will note that what you call it? Sorry, the author here, Grandi, is teaches at the University of Parma in northern Italy, which is always just entertaining. I don't know why. I just find that humorous. But the tomato controversy. I mean, we could talk forever. But I'm with you that there's some truth to it. I think Italy does have some very distinctive tomatoes, right, from the Sarmazzano region that are highly acclaimed and beautiful. I don't know if those were necessarily on the first eyes, to be fair. If they were there, sure. If they were here, obviously not.
Yeah, definitely not.
So whichever way that goes, but entertaining nonetheless. I think the pizza controversy that comes on from did it start there? Did it start here? Right? I'm appreciative of the immigration aspect of bringing foods over and it morphs here into what it is. I can get down with that one, but finding the distinctive start of the red sauce, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, agree.
Let's keep traveling around a little bit. So next one up out of Eater, Chicago, and this is Pequod's partners with a charity pop-up dynamo on its first ever white deep dish. So I think you might be familiar with Pequod's
just
in general. Is this true that they've? I'll quote here, in the 54-year history of Pequod's Pizza, a white pie has allegedly never appeared on the menu?
And I buy it, right? So, listen, I know a lot about Chicago pizza. Pequod's friends of mine, right? They're awesome. But a deep dish pizza, one of the fundamental characteristics is the chunky tomato sauce on top, which caramelizes during the long cook, right? And kind of sells into somewhere between a sauce, a glaze, and a topping, right? White pie isn't going to have that. So I can buy that they've never done it because it's not really authentic to the style or the brand. Others I know like Giordano's is it's a spinach artichoke pie and like a broccoli white. But for Pequod's and what they do with the burnt cheese, right, the sauce is essential. So I buy it. But good on them being like, okay, we know what we are, but we're going to do something else for charity. So I think it's really cool and cool of them to branch out and a bigger change in the recipe than I bet we think. Again, because you're taking out the sauce, you got to change your cook time because all the moisture. So I bet there's a lot of trial and error with this one. But I love that picture. I love the shingling of the cheese and how they layer everything. I love it. This is mastery. And whatever your notion is of Chicago deep dish, you're wrong because this is it, and this is perfection.
I'm with you on that. Just to quote guys in general, Billy Z, associated here, has raised $50,000 for muscular dystrophy. That's kind of what fundraising is for it. So great for them. Hey man, I'm excited to hear a little bit more about the white pie. If we know anyone who's out there and going to be trying one, bring it on. Let's know. Tell me all about it.
I've got some people on. We're going to hopefully get a friend of mine to try it this week, and we're going to see how it. You're right, cream sauce. it's going to be a beast, right? Boy, that can be heavy. You think deep dish is heavy? You're going to add cream sauce. It's not for the faint of heart, certainly.
No. This sounds. I don't want to use the word decadent, but I think it's a good description. This is what I think borderlining. If you ate more than one slice of this, is where you leave and you're like, oh man, like deep dish, not for me. I ate too much of it, or whatever. But this is
Yeah.
going to be a heavy one.
Those who think deep dish is a casserole probably are going to gain some points with this one, but that's fine.
Yes, I think that's exactly what I was going for, dude. Let's keep going to talk about unique creations. This one out of I think it was Ohio. This was 614 now. And this is the Ohio Pizzeria known for viral peanut butter and banana pizza, eyeing a food truck that could come to Columbus. Jim, in general, I'm just going to stop right there and get your thoughts on the peanut butter and jelly pizza.
That's going to be a no for me, dog. Let's see. I always say I'll try, I think, twice, but that's going to be a hard ask. That is wrong, right? I mean, just am I out of bounds? Is this completely just like pickles? Pickles was the line. We have now crossed it. The line is a dot, right? This is terrible, right? Am I wrong?
So they call it the Elvis, which combines peanut butter, cheese, bananas, and honey. And it's I get down with the I could totally be fine with the sweet pies of something like a Nutella pie with bananas, and I totally get there. Something about the PB&J is just not as intriguing. Maybe it's the cheese component with it that just doesn't appear as something I really want to eat.
Yeah,
just
I'm
put
with
that
you,
way.
Right? You could make a really cool dessert pie with peanut butter and jelly and banana. I think I'd be all for it. But when you start adding the cheese, you've broken some sort of Geneva Convention, agree pact or something. It just, I don't know. It's probably not that bad, but I struggle with for me, your California style pizza is my Columbus style pizza. It's nothing. It doesn't exist. So I was already kind of coming at this, half side eyed. But when I saw that picture, it's hard.
Yeah, dude.
Would you try it? Would you try it? You're a couple cold ones in.
Absolutely. I'd try it even without it. I would give it a whirl simply to try it. But honestly, I wouldn't be expecting a lot from it. Now, if this was a really unique cheese blend of something I wouldn't expect, say it was blue cheese or goat or something that just I wasn't expecting, but I was boom, that's a counterbalance to that sweetness or something, and I was I'd probably be more intrigued. This just I don't know. It's not calling my name, man.
No,
but I'll give it a whirl.
hear you. Right? If you got mascarpone goat cheese kind of blend with it, where it's just something whipped. Okay,
that's what I'm
thinking. But that's because you're completely right dessert, and this is strange. Does it have red sauce? I didn't think it did, but
no. But just the way that cheese melted on this, I don't just no. All right, we got to move on. Let's move on to a better creation. And better is it's going to be a subjective term here or objective term. So take a look at this one. This one is from Riverfront Times, a spot called the Headless Beth unleashes a pizza roll pizza on an unsuspecting St. Louis. The 420 special comes topped with pepperoni pizza rolls, sausage, Cool Ranch Doritos, with a cosmic brownie taped to the plate as well. Oh, look, there it is, all the way at the bottom. So, Jim, this is pizza on pizza. If I'm considering a pizza roll pizza, right? So I don't think we're often seeing pizza on pizza.
It's very meta, right? I mean, first off, cheers to them for not doing a traditional St. Louis style pie. You get points in my book there. Well, I think this slaps, right?
I'm with you.
I think the pizza rolls are awesome. I think Cool Ranch Doritos, if done properly, are a cool topping. right? Like
Yep.
I've made taco pies that are amazing.
Yep.
I think this is a winner. The cosmic variety tape to it, right, is just they know what they are, right? And I love it. I love every bit of it, and I would definitely smash half a pie, and I wouldn't feel bad
Yeah.
about it.
I'm absolutely down to try this
Yes.
for sure. I wonder how they're doing the pizza rolls. If they are going to be completely scalding hot, are they going to be crispy? Like, can I bite into them? What is it like? This is like another challenge on top of just eating this slice. Can I eat it physically without destroying my mouth?
I'm assuming
Listen,
they'll be
I'm
frozen
absolutely
as a
down.
temperature contrast, right? Oh, it's yeah.
This was sitting in like Slice Shop's window, and I saw this. I would immediately get one of these slices. Do I need a whole pie? No, but I'm not getting this every day either, right? This is like a 420 special. I'm sure maybe they'll keep it around for a while, but I wish them luck with this, and I hope I see these posted like on Instagram. I'll say that I want to see
I,
people try them, yeah, in the real world.
I love it, right? It's meta, it's carb on Doritos, it's an abomination in the best way. I'm here for it, but let's go.
Well, speaking of Jim, just because you did just mention that you go down for the taco pie,
Yeah.
this one out of rocketanon.com. Let's review Taco John's new taco pizza, a triumph of messy, unnecessary Midwestern fusion. So, listen, I'll start this off by saying I haven't had Taco John's. I don't know of one around me. I have a feeling you may be familiar with it.
Well, I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, man, but
No, 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 no.
I
Just
am
regional.
familiar.
It's a regional
It's a
specialty. They're not
regional
near
thing.
me.
I'm familiar with Taco John's. They are exactly what you think they would be. They're a Del Taco. They're a little bit better than
Yeah,
right
that's what I was
a
thinking.
Taco
Del
Bell.
Taco.
Um, but this looks good, right? I mean
This is
that
not your standard
no,
quote unquote Mexican pizza. Not that the Jim, the Mexican pizza could be a pizza style now that I'm thinking about it specifically that we've been
I have to
seeing. You
rewrite a
might have to
book or
put it in.
something.
Gotta be. It might have to put
Oh
some
wait,
more
sorry, hang
pictures
on.
in there.
Um,
Ah.
where the tortilla pizza with taco ingredients. So this isn't right. Just this isn't a tostada with stuff on. That looks like
Right.
a real
Exactly what I
pizza.
was getting at.
And I'm curious, right? I'm sure it's a frozen dough. I'm sure this is more like a Wawa offering than it is a true artisan pie. But it looks pretty good. And listen, taco pizzas are highly underrated. I try it, right? I mean, it's definitely in the I try one or two slices.
Yeah, no, for sure. I would say that in the article themselves, they do reference some of the other specialties out there. They quote, many Midwesterners will point to two main purveyors of a taco pizza, Happy Joe's and Casey's. Yes, the gas station chain, both headquartered in Iowa. Of the two, I definitely prefer Happy Joe's, but for gas station pizza, it's no secret Casey's punches well above its weight. So just another reference to Casey's yet again in another article that we're talking about. But in general, the pizza itself, so kind of noted here, $9.99. So this is not necessarily like a standard fast food offering, right? Like this is a distinctive pizza offering, I would say. From that perspective, it's a 12-inch pie. It's got what does it have on it? So let's see. There's
the chips, the tomatoes, the lettuce.
Yeah, so the crust itself is a corn and flour crust part to it. Gooey refried beans, crumbly seasoned ground beef, an avalanche of fresh-ish toppings, four cheese blend, once again, lettuce, tomatoes, tortilla strips, and a new fiesta sauce, which tastes like a blend of sour cream, salsa, and maybe a hint of ranch. I'll say the author here had put, and just bring my brother's picture back up just because it is that interesting. Looks like, what do you call these? Potato olays? Dropped some of those on top as their own unique contribution to the taco pizza. It looks like it fits pretty well in there, though, so I would definitely go with this recommendation. Are these things in general worth it, Jim? Did they call them olays, or what do they call them?
They're just like seasoned hash browns or tater tots, and they are phenomenal. Again, the amount you enjoy them it has a couple factors, time of day,
Sure.
amount of
Sure.
consumption, perhaps.
Absolutely.
But when paired correctly, they are one of the finest offerings in the
Okay. All right. I'm down. Okay, guys. I'm liking it. What else we got to talk about? We got three quick more ones quickly. So another offering here. This one's out of PMQ. I'm always down for these like branded items or like partnerships that people do. So this one is Slimer approved. Who you gonna call for a Ghostbusters themed pizza? There's something about this pizza that it does catch my attention, and I I don't know necessarily like the way these ingredients that are kind of like put out here reminds me of Slimer. The pizza itself is topped with mozzarella, prosciutto, um, chopped pistachios, Jerusalem artichokes, and a crunchy basil, plus a pistachio cream that is appropriately green without being, slimy. Well, it's BMQ here. But something about this feels like it's kind of fancy with the way the prosciutto's set. I don't know if it's actually going to come out that way, to be honest. But something about it doesn't quite seem Slimer to me. But I don't know, dude. What do you think about this one?
I guess
Something feels off to me on this.
Something feels off. Again, someone grew up with Slimer and Ecto Coolers, right? The bright green, right? Which it's
Bring
still
on the
flat, by the way.
Ecto. Bring on the Ecto.
Yeah, I think it's too fancy, and maybe it's prosciutto, which sorry, that's ham. That's not true aged prosciutto. Sorry, not sorry. But I don't know. It looks. I agree, a little fancy, right? I expected something just all green over the top, glowing,
Yeah.
right? So, but again, I think there's some regionality there. Certainly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Still try it.
That's
But
a
still
good
try
point.
it. That actually sounds really like a good combo.
The ingredient combination fits well. I just
Yeah.
don't know if it matches with Slimer. For some reason, if I'm thinking Slimer, I'm thinking like sausage, something like that. I don't know, some kind of meat pie or something just seems like Slimer would be gobbling this thing down, That's my association. Maybe I'm taking it too far.
No, that's fascinating. We're going to explore this later. That's good.
All right, final two up, man. This one out of Mash. So this is an interesting offering. Not gonna lie. This is DiGiorno's new thin and crispy stuffed crust pizza review. Fans of both thin and stuffed pizzas can have it all. Yes, Jim. So this is a thin pizza with a stuffed crust inherently. I will say I'm intrigued to see what this one is like. I'm interested in the idea. I feel like there's always an allure to the stuffed crust pizza in general. Pizza love people in general, I think, do love like thin crust pizza. So if you're able to bring both together, why not? Right?
I mean, this is proof that prayers get answered, but and my prayers were. I can finally have my tavern style, my stuffed crust together. It's cool, right? I mean, listen, DiGiorno, it's hard for him to reinvent, but yeah, stuffed crust is always great. Thin crust is, the best party favor or party snack you can offer. So I love it. Here for it.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I'm down to give it a whirl. Um, I'm intrigued to see how it's gonna taste. The author here noted that the things just fell a little short for me on both pizzas. From the stuffed crust component, I don't know. I'd be down to give it a whirl. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. But let me just share these one more time. These were the best images that come out. I'm not gonna lie, Jim. I feel like I've definitely cooked a DiGiorno before. I feel like mine may look slightly different. Not that these don't look that bad, but I don't know. I've seen some DiGiornos pop out that look a little bit better than these. So I don't know if either stock or the author's photos.
Yeah.
But something about them, just like I don't know.
So
It's one of those food photography ones where it comes back and it's like just a little bit.
Yeah, a little undercooked, and let's face it, if you're adding your own pepperoni and Parmesan to your DiGiorno, you're not doing it right. So, no, I like it, and I think it's fun. You got to temper your expectations, right? You're not getting, 5-star scene here. You're getting a frozen pizza, but at least it's interesting. So, here for it.
I'm with you on that finally. Last one up, I think, was out of this one was the Financial Post, and this was talking about Tim Hortons. So I don't know if you are familiar with Tim Hortons. Do you have Tim Hortons?
Oh, buddy, Tim Hortons is everything up here. Come on.
So I will say I'm not a major Tim Hortons fan, but I'll give you the reference to it and point in for a second. Why? But in general, here to the article itself, it was that Tim Hortons is launching pizza across Canada to stretch the brand beyond breakfast. The coffee chains to offer cheese, pepperoni, bacon, everything, a bacon everything, and chicken parmesan pizza starting tomorrow. So just tell me in general, man, what am I missing about Tim Hortons? I don't like the coffee. It happened to be at two distinctive train stations. It happened to be at I think it's the White Plains train station in New York that it came in, and I was like, oh, so excited when there was going to be something new in the train station, and then it was Tim Hortons. I was like, meh. And then it's at another stop off of if you come out of JFK and take the air tram. If you're going into New York, it's at the last stop, which I forget what it is. I think it's Jamaica, Queens. There that you could board LIRR, and that happens to be the coffee stop in there as well. So another train station special. I think it's the coffee mugs, the lids. It's the old school ones where there's not the little space on top. It's you have to peel the whole thing back. And flip, you know what I'm talking about? The coffee lid where you got to flip it back, which is not as great, I feel for commuting. I like the little top, the Starbucks top kind of style, and that's it. My whole opinion of Tim Hortons has gone down from this lid, and I don't even care about their pizza offering. I don't even want to try it.
Well, first off, they should not be in the pizza game. Terrible, right? I'm a big Tim Hortons fan. I think they have fixed the lid, at least at the ones in Western Michigan. So yeah, you can sleep easy. But just this is forcing it, right? This dialogue is like Dunkin' Donuts having pizza, which just it's definitely forcing it. So a big Tim Hortons guy, right? Timbits are everything, but I got past this. I think they're trying too hard, and if you're going to get into the lunch space, I think there are better ways they could do it. So sorry, Tim Hortons. Don't hate me. I'll still.
What do I want to get? What do I want to get at Tim Hortons?
You're going to get donut holes. You're going to get the donut holes, Timbits, right? They're great. You're going to get the coffee, iced, hot, doesn't matter. A bagel sandwich, if you're really going to go for it. Not the best you ever had, right? But the Timbits are it.
It's like a egg bacon, like an egg bagel. I'm getting a bagel with eggs, not just a bagel with cream cheese or something.
You're getting bacon egg cheese, kind of the whole thing, right? Cream cheese on it. It's good, right? It's a beef.
Okay.
So I think your location's what's killing you. You need to get to a state that's bordering Canada to really fully embrace Tim Hortons.
Okay. Fair point. A couple of other things just to mention we didn't get to talk about tonight. Quarter Sheets, which is a really popular pizza restaurant in LA, doing squares, started to take reservations. Roberta's, famous restaurant right in New York, they set up they used to have a takeout, but now they're doing a slice counter out of the back of their spot. And then Domino's, which we didn't get to talk about tonight, because I wasn't that enthused about it, but in general, they're doing a New York style pizza. It's a new offering from them, and I didn't even know that they didn't have one before. I'm not going to lie. It's not naturally what I think of from Domino's in general, but they are doing a New York style. So that is one. Those are some articles that we didn't get to touch on tonight, but are out there in the pizza universe. Jim, so listen, man, as always, buddy, thanks for hopping on and running through these with me. Where can everyone find you across social media landscape, my friend?
Jim Cooks Food Good, wherever you get.
Awesome, guys, and everyone else, thank you guys for listening in tonight. Please check out our YouTube page, I Need Pizza Club. We've got a lot of content out there, a lot of different shows. Please subscribe, check it out. We always appreciate all your support. And on that note, check back next week for another episode. Thanks, everyone. See ya.